to be back. Welcome to the new Ruby Moss Cottage. We are now in a yurt in the mountains. We are so happy up here. So if you follow me, thank you. But you know that we've been on quite a journey over the last year or so. And we were kind of misplaced. We sold our home, thought we were going to get like a townhome uptown. And then this yurt came available, and our heart's always been in the mountains. So mine in the mountains. And then my husband came up here to look at it just to appease me, is his story. And then once he came up here, he knew this was for us. So we are here now. We've been here, I was going to say we've been settled for about 3 weeks, but we're still not settled. We live at the top of a mountain, 3,000 plus feet up, and it's a paved one-lane road, but very narrow and a lot of switchbacks. So we don't think we could get a U-Haul up here or a moving van, moving truck, but if we did, there would be no place to turn it around. So we're bringing it up truckload at a time in my husband's truck, which is a short bed. And so we can't get much on it. But we're getting it here slowly but surely. Welcome! If you're a new viewer, sorry for the ramble, but get used to it because that's me. And I can start out with a plan and then it goes to the wayside. But yeah, I have not podcast or recorded since October of last year. And I apologize for that, but not being settled, and then with the holidays and so much going on, we did a lot of traveling. It just didn't work out. So here I am. And my goal now is to make this my priority because I'm up here and I don't leave the mountain very often. My husband is gone today. I sent him off to the grocery store and to run a few errands. And I thought this would be a good time to jump on here. Let me tell you, this is the third time I'm recording. The first time I recorded, I can't remember why I didn't like it. The second time I recorded, I can't remember. Oh, well, it was about a week ago, but we don't have internet up here yet. So I've been using my hotspot and I couldn't upload it to YouTube. So I went down into the town at a coffee shop to upload it. And of course, with the coronavirus, you cannot stay in the coffee shop. They wouldn't even let me sit on the porch. So what I did is I walked around the corner on the main street and sat on a little bench and tried to upload it that way. I could still connect to their Wi-Fi, but it would not. It was just way too slow. It said like something like 52 hours. So I thought maybe we shouldn't be sitting there for 52 hours. My husband, being the good sport that he is, I don't know that he would do that. So I thought, oh, it was way too long. There was so much I wasn't happy with. I was just trying to get it out there. I'll just re-record it. So here I am. Third time's charm, hopefully. We are going back into Charlotte, so I will be able to upload this, and you should have it by the end of the week. I have been doing a lot of knitting. I'm not going to backtrack to October and tell you everything that I've been knitting. I will, after my little monologue here, and I show you a few things, I will then... I'll put some snippets, some photos in of some things that I've knit and give you the details of that. If I don't edit it out, it'll be in the description box. So yeah, what have I been doing? I went to Norway. You may have seen. Trip of a lifetime. I met so many awesome knitters and they are all podcasters. We were all podcasters. Maybe not all of us, but since then, even one I know has started to podcast. I have intentionally stayed away from all their podcasts since we've been back, because I knew I would be too intimidated to put this out, because you talk about talented women. I love these women so much. They are the best, most compassionate, kind, talented women. So yeah, and I mean, when I say talented, I mean like with the editing and the video and all of that, perfection. So I'm thinking every time they would say, okay, my Norway pictures are up, I'm thinking, okay, I'm gonna stay away from that, because if I watch it, I'll never put mine out. So once I get this uploaded, I get hours to sit and watch my lovely friends from Norway, which we have all, I dubbed them my Nordic niches, and I get to sit with a cuppa and some knitting and watch all the lovelies. So I'm going to put all of their information in the description bar, because I want you to check them all out too. They are some amazing makers. You probably already follow them, but just in case, I want you to get to know them. And what you see on the screen is real life. They are not pretenders. And that's what I loved about them. No one was a pretender. You know, so many times you see the highlight reel of people and you don't see the behind the scenes. And their behind the scenes is just as beautiful as their highlight reel. Okay, so my heating system, we have a mini split just kicked on, and you probably hear it. Also, it's a very rainy day, and you're going to hear the rain. I mean, in a yurt, you hear every bird chirp. I mean, it is the coolest experience of our life. I mean, we really are loving this experience. Okay, squirrel, just had to go chase that for a minute. All right, back to my Norway trip. It was so amazing. It was hosted by Patricia of P Fortune and Knitology. And if you do not follow her and you do not watch her, where have you been? You need to do it. She is one of the most talented makers, shepherdess, historian. This woman is the be-all, end-all, and the kindest, gentlest heart. But she brought 15 of us from all around the world together to do a trial run of the retreats that she wants to start in August. And it was the trip of a lifetime. She brought 15 women together. The chemistry was spectacular. We had the time of our lives. There were about half of us got there on Sunday, which the retreat didn't start till Wednesday. So about half of us got there on Sunday, and we did some above and beyond stuff until Wednesday. We went to the Selbu Mitten Museum. We went to a spinnery. We went to this like this rotating tower. What would that be called? Like a pendulum. I don't know what they call it. The stratosphere is the only thing I can think of, like as in Vegas. But anyway, it was a rotating restaurant. So we walked up there. We took the bus halfway, or more than halfway, and then you had to walk from the bus stop over. We did a lot of walking. And we were in this rotating, oh my goodness. I'm going to put all of these pictures in, but I know I'm not going to do them justice. So yes, you have to go and look at all of the vlogs and blogs of my fellow attendees, because they could capture them beautifully. I'm going to try to capture them for you and give you some, a little bit of, I'm going to try to voice over what I'm showing you, the photos, so that you'll know what you're looking at. But amazing. Snow, oh my goodness, so much snow. I love snow. Excuse the cough. I got this about a week before I left for Norway. So I left the 21st. So I got it that week before I left. No fever, nothing. I felt good. But I coughed, and I coughed a lot there. And it has taken me, I got it from my daughters. My one daughter got it like in December, and she had it for, oh goodness, 6 to 8 weeks. Then my other daughter got it, and she's had it for a long time, and now I've got it. I'm recovering quicker than either one of those two, and I think it's because I'm taking medicine, and they didn't. Well, one did. She's a nurse, and she finally had to just get medicine to take it. But anyway, or maybe I'm just healthier, more fit. I don't know. No, they were beautiful, young, strong, healthy young women, and I don't know why it has affected them worse than me. But saying all of that, I have this residual cough that every now and then, especially if I'm talking, it's going to, I cough so much better than it was. So anyway, back to what I was, oh, my Norway trip. The snow was fabulous. Oh my goodness. It was so cold, but we were layered, so it was perfect. The food, they fed us nonstop, but we walked nonstop too. So I feel like it was fine. I could just eat because we were walking. But the hospitality, we would go in to visit these farms, and they would serve us tea or lunch and open up their farmhouses to us. It was incredible. Patricia is going, like I say, this was her trial run. I don't know how much of what we did is going to be in the actual retreats that Patricia runs. But it doesn't matter, because she is such a great historian and has such a great spirit that you will absolutely love whatever it is that she puts together. She is meticulous to the details. And if I was ever going to go on a retreat, that would be the one. I would say that I have to do that. Incredible. You will make friends for a lifetime, because she just has a way of bringing people together. My roommate and I, we both were we didn't know this about each other, but like I had already a long time ago had come to the conclusion, I'm too old to share a room with people. You know, at this age, I don't do that. And she had come to the same conclusion. And as the trip came to an end, she said to me, she said, thank you for restoring my hope in roommates again, because if I had known I was going to have a roommate, I wouldn't have come. And I told her the same thing. I said, you know what? I probably wouldn't have either, because I don't like roommates. But we had the best time together. And I love you, Marta. And yeah, she'll be a lifelong friend. I hope we meet up soon. But I will get to more of the Norway trip later. But let me go ahead and just show you a little bit of what I'm working on now. Okay, let me show you these socks first. I'm working on these socks, and this is what's in my bags. Okay, so this bag is by Birdie and Puppet. She was one of the makers at the retreat. And this is mushrooms on the bag, which I had to have because I feel like I live in a mushroom cottage, is what we feel like. The funny thing, let me tell you how I came to that. Before we moved here, but we knew we were in the process that we were going to be closing soon. I picked up my scrappy blanket that I've been working on. It's a granny square blanket. It's scrappy. And I had not picked it up in ages, like before we even moved. And there was a little progress keeper on it that was a mushroom. I actually picked this back up when we were thinking about getting that. We were not in the closing stages. This was before we got there. We were just trying to make our mind up. I guess we were just trying to decide, do we want to be that far away from the family? You know, just a lot to come to play. So we were just brainstorming. And I saw that little mushroom progress keeper. It was progress keeper. And to me, that was a sign. It just immediately reminded me of the yurt. And to me, I didn't even tell my husband at the time. I think I told my sister. And in my mind, I thought, this is my sign. That yurt is mine. We are going to be in that yurt. I was on board from day one. My husband pretty much didn't know if I really was. I mean, like, it took him a while. But, so, having said that, from that point on, I've been in love with mushrooms. And as soon as I saw this little bag, I knew, oh, that's for me. So, let me show you what's in here. I am working on the Pebbles and Pathways sock. I don't want my yarn to get in my cuppa. Okay, see the cables. So these are the pebbles, and this is the pathway. I don't know. Pathway and pebbles. This is a pattern by Hey Brown Berry, Marce, from Hey Brown Berry. It's a toe-up pattern, and we were having the conversation at one evening when we were sitting around about toe-up socks. So many of us didn't like it because we didn't know where to put the heel, and Marce challenged me. She said, give this pattern a try. And so that's what I did. Perfection. It fits my foot like it was made for my foot. So now I am kind of hooked on toe-up socks. This yarn is, it was given to us by the retreat sponsors. And I cannot remember the name of it. It's a big Norwegian name. But anyway, there were dyers two-hand dyers that dyed this yarn for us. And I will be sure and put their names in. But isn't that gorgeous? And it feels wonderful. I don't know if you can order this colorway, but if I were you, I would communicate with them and see if you could order some of their yarn, because it feels so squishy. It is the best yarn. This little progress keeper was by our friend Patricia, who hosted, and this was the favor at the tea party that they had for us as the international guest. And this tea party was amazing. It was like 70 or 80 Norwegian women coming in and hosting to a tea party. And they were so much fun. Oh my lands, the ladies at my table, I sat beside, there were 5 guests, and then Treehouse Knits and myself and Rachel from Treehouse Knits. So these 5 ladies. Now Rachel was sitting beside 2 over here that I really didn't get to know, but then these 3 beside of me were midwives. And Barrett, who sat beside of me immediately to my right, she was such a sweetheart. She would give me, Norwegians are great historians. I mean, whatever we were eating, which was amazing that they can throw a tea party now. She would tell me the story behind each. We eat this every Christmas or every Easter, or I mean, just great. Oh, she was so much fun and a wealth of knowledge to sit beside of. But to be together with that many women who are knitting, and I mean, they're all knitting, and it's like a way of life to them. Like, they carry it everywhere they go. I wish it was like that here in the States. But for instance, there was a sing-along. Patricia had a lady come and lead them in Norwegian songs that were about knitting. I mean, there were a lot of songs they were singing, and they were doing motions and everything. But then when they weren't doing that, they were knitting and singing, and it was incredible.
Sofia. Jeg hilser på deg, og du hilser på meg. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Jeg hilser på deg, og du hilser på meg. Tra-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Og da, jeg hilser på deg, da må du nå selvfølgelig snu deg til vennen din, og så skal vi hilse. Jeg hilser på deg, og du hilser på meg, og så tra-la-la.
It was an incredible experience. But anyway, so that was the favor that Patricia made us. And so these are truly Norwegian socks from start to finish, because the pattern came from Marce from Hey Brown Berry, who I met there, and then the yarn, and all of these colors are to represent part of the area of the Trondelag that we were in. And I know I don't remember everything. I know the snow, I know the ironwork. I don't know what that blue is. Maybe the fjord, because we walked around the fjord, or not around it, but we walked to the fjord and walked part of it. But absolutely, these socks are going to hold a special part of a place in my heart. But yeah, I love this pattern. I have stopped because I don't have my scales up here yet, and I need to weigh this to see how far I can go before so I'll have enough yarn for the next sock. So I've not been working on them, and I miss them. I want to pick them back up and start working on them again. But that is the Pebbles and Pathways sock. And then I started this shawl, and I'm going to say it wrong. It's the Skymning, I don't know. It's a Swedish word, and it's a pattern from Sofia of California Knits, or I don't know. Let me see. Okay, I'm trying to, this yarn, okay. This is, I guess I should do it this way. Isn't that going to be beautiful? So the gray yarn I bought from Gund Ellen, whose farm, she's a shepherdess, and we went to visit her farm, and she fed us tea. First we had hot tea sitting around a fire outside. It was birch tea that she made herself. Then we went inside, and she fixed us a winter vegetable soup that was to die for. And she, of course, having her sheep the way she does, she's a shepherdess, so she has her own yarn. And I bought this dark gray from her. And then the light gray I bought from, it's also a Norwegian yarn, but I bought it from the yarn shop that we visited in Trondheim. So I'm doing those two colors together. So I'll stripe it like that all the way till I get to the border. And then when I get to the border, I have like a burgundy color of yarn that, and I don't have it here, that I bought at the spinnery that I'm going to put as the border. So it'll be my Norwegian shawl from start to finish. And I just picked up this Progress Keeper. I don't know where it means nothing. I don't even know where I got it, but so I'm not even going to tell you about that. But this shawl is beautiful both sides. Like, I love this side and I love this side. So it'll be one of those shawls that I just pick up and throw on me, and I don't have to look and see, oh, is this the right side? And it's so squishy. Wool. Oh, I learned so much about wool on that trip that I hope I don't become a wool snob, because I'm telling you, I've got way too much superwash to become a wool snob. I've got to use that. But going forward, oh my lands, it's wonderful. I feel like wool gets a bad rap sometimes, and some of it is very scratchy. But this that I bought from Gund Ellen would feel rustic in your hands, but when it's knit up, it feels amazing. And I love working with the natural, because you get that lanolin in your fingers. Oh, it's amazing. I am carrying this in the Cocoa Knits little bags that you buy, and you kind of put them together yourself. So that's what's in this bag. That's all the knitting. The other knitting thing I'm working on, the big spool the big ball of yarn is actually holding my camera, the selfie stick that's holding my camera, so I can't show you that. But they're house socks. One of the things that they do in Norway is they don't wear their shoes in the house, so they have a big box or a big basket full of hand knit socks, house slippers that you can put on. And so that is what I'm going to do here. So I'm working on my first, I have some, but I'm working on my first pair, and here it's a free pattern, so I don't know. It's by Winterbird Knits. So I'll put her information in. I don't know what the name of them, I don't know what the name is, but they're just going to be big slouchy socks, and I needed some color in my life. This I started yesterday because it rained all day. I don't know if you hear that. That's rain. And I don't even know how it's coming across on the camera, but like if it's raining really hard, oh man, you talk about good sleeping weather. But anyway, that's the sock, the house socks, and they're going to be big and slouchy, so they won't be worn with shoes. They'll just be worn around the yurt. That's what's on my needles that I have to show you. I'm working on a blanket, and I know I have other things that I just haven't made it up here yet, but I'm not going to show you everything. I want to show you something that I'm working on that's in my bag of tricks. Now, if you're new, I haven't really had anything in my bag of tricks for a while, but I will tell you what that is. Excuse me for 1 minute. My mug was from Patricia as well. She gave us all these knitted mugs. Well, they're not knitted, but there's a knit design on them. Aren't they adorable? That was part of our welcoming package. But this is back to my bag of tricks. I'm not a sewist in any way, shape, or form. I sew things like I've made a dress here and there, or I've made quilts, but see, quilts are just easy. They're just straight lines to me, the kind I do. I've made some project bags. I would never sell them because they are not professional. So I've always said if there anything good comes off of my sewing machine, who I call Trixie, that it's truly magical because I'm not a sewist. But my friend Sofia came aboard. She's my friend now, and I'm not name dropping, kind of name dropping, but not name dropping. I mean, like, she is the sweetest person in the world. Oh shoot, that's what I should have brought, and I don't even know where they are. I knit some of her Trondheim mittens. You'll see pictures of them. But yeah, me and another girl, actually, me and one other girl, Rachel and I both knit them. And there may have been some others that knit them. But we knit them because we knew we were going to Trondheim. We knew that we were going to see the houses that inspired the design. And we knew that Sofia was going to be there. And we knew we wanted to get a picture of her with those. So we took some funny pictures of Rachel was curtsying and I was bowing to the queen. But yeah. But yeah, anyway, I'll put those in. Sophia had in her knitting bag the Marsma. Now I hope I'm saying that right because I have no notes here. But it's a notions pouch of sorts. But it's not just a notions pouch. It is like the creme de la creme. Oh, I loved it. I fell in love with it. I'm going to put some pictures in so that you can see what Sophia's looked like and how I got my inspiration to make mine. When we had this making area at the retreat, and Patricia brought in her sewing machine. She brought in fabrics and wools and anything and everything. If you wanted to sew, if you wanted to spin, if you wanted to knit, no matter what it is you wanted to do in the fiber industry, you could do it. So I knew I wanted a Marsma bag, and I really wanted someone to do it for me. I mean, like Gill from Birdie and Puppet was there, and she's a great seamstress. So I thought, well, sure, here's what I want. If you'll just do this for me, then I'll embellish it. But of course, they would have none of that. So I had to do it myself. And I'm so glad that they didn't do it for me, because now it's truly my creation. But this is mine. Now, I'm not finished. As a matter of fact, I haven't done anything to it from when I have got back from Norway. So I'm going to embellish it now. But they just unwind like so. And then this is where you put all of your notions. And I've got a little pouch there. And then, so it'll hold everything. Now, as you noticed in the photos that I showed you of Sofia's, up through here she has a place for her cable needles, her stitch markers. She has all of the things embroidered and sewn in here. And then embroidery and sewing stuff on the front. And then she has hers. Now, you can put snaps, buttons, whatever, but she has braids that come around and tie. And that's probably what I'm going to do. But I get now to do all the embellishing to it. And Sarah from Fiber Trek was there. And so she kind of guided me and encouraged me along the way. So I think I'm going to be able to do that. I do embroider, but not freestyle. So this will be, I think this might be my first freestyle, but it'll be cute. Now, Rachel from Treehouse Knits, I'm not sure, because like I say, I'm not watching their podcast so that I wouldn't get intimidated. She has made several, and they are so cute. So you need to check her podcast out so that you can see, because we all want one of these, right? I mean, love it. So I think I'm going to make some for gifts. If I get really good, maybe I could do a giveaway. But that is what is in my bag of tricks. And I don't know, hopefully by the time I podcast again, I'll have this finished. That will be my goal, okay? And my goal is to podcast at least every 2 weeks. That is so funny. I don't even want to say that, because last year I said that in January, and my life went to hell really fast, and I did not podcast, I don't think, for like 6 months. So I don't want any, I want to stay far away from that. So I want to podcast more often, let me say that. And living up here, I mean, I really should have more time to podcast. Okay, I want to show you one more thing, and then I'm going to be finished, and then it'll be to the pictures. This is one thing. I got some yarn in Norway, which I love, and I will show you that as I knit it up. But I didn't check a bag. I just did carry on. And those bags were stuffed to the gill. I mean, like, I couldn't get, when I bought this, it was like the last one, it was towards the end. And I thought, I'm going to have to carry that on the plane, because I don't think I'm going to get that in my bags. But I had to have it because Patricia had all of hers laying out, and we had looked at it for so long. All week long, we had just kept going through these and looking at them. And when I travel internationally, I like to bring back a coffee table book. Well, I wanted one from Norway. Well, how fitting that it is also a knitting book. So this pattern that's on the front, Sofia had just finished up and wore it quite often on the retreat. But this book, this Kafboken 3, has some of the most beautiful patterns in it. And it's just, it is truly like a coffee table book. I mean, it's beautiful. Just Norwegian farms. But I will show you the one I'm going to make first. It's this one. Now, it's all in Norwegian, but Sofia and Patricia said they would help me. This is the Husfliden. But like, this is the photo that goes with it. I mean, isn't that a beautiful coffee table book? So this is my treasure. I have many treasures that I brought back. I mean, this is a treasure. I'm so afraid that may get broke someday, but yeah, I have many treasures, but I love this book. I look at it, it's a coffee table book, so it's on my coffee table a lot. And I flip through it quite often. But yes, so I think that's everything that I want to share with you this trip, this go around, this video. Because the rain, I'm going to enjoy it now. I'm going to knit, or I might edit, so that when I get back to Charlotte, this will be ready to go. And as soon as I get somewhere with Wi-Fi, I can upload it and we can spend some time together. Okay, someone asked me, one of the things I said I would do while I was there was video. Someone asked me if I would video what inspired them about this trip. Let me rephrase that. What knitting inspirations that I get from this trip? So what do they want to knit now that they've been on this trip? And I'm going to say everything from socks to mittens to hats to vests to sweaters to shawls, everything. I mean, and we were all that way. Oh, what pattern is that you're wearing? I want that. I will say this. You know, what a perfect opportunity to wear yokes. And all of my yokes were packed. And I can't tell you how many times we went to storage looking for those yokes and couldn't find them. So I didn't get to wear any. I still haven't found them. I didn't get to wear any of my yokes. I had to just take my regular hand knit sweaters for me. But yeah, everywhere you went, there were beautiful sweaters. I wanted to record with some of them, and I just didn't. I mean, it's not that I didn't have the time. It's not like there really wasn't much downtime. We were going to do one Instagram live post, all of us together, and we didn't do that. Time went way too fast, and we were really busy. It was not really a retreat. It was really more of a fiber experience, or a fiber, I don't know, but there wasn't a lot of retreating. When we did get up, like making, it was pretty intense. Like I had to get this made. Like I hand stitched this ribbon. I bought this ribbon at the Sailboat Mitten Museum. They had a yarn shop there, and so I bought this. So like that took me quite a while. It took me a long time to cut this pattern out and sew it, and then then I hand stitched this. So I did this, and then I worked on this shawl. I finished it. I cast this on my birthday in October, and then it's the Liminal shawl by Andrea Mowry, and then I worked on it over there, and I finished it when I got back. So that's the Liminal shawl. I did work on this over there, a good bit. I love this shawl. It's fun. The noops were a little slow, but it was a fun knit, and it's so squishy. I love squishy shawls. I will try to let you see. It's big. Now I did, because I had the yarn, I just knit, I think, one extra repeat, maybe. It was definitely one extra repeat, but yeah, it's just. We were at Lowe's the other day, and there was an older lady there, and she said, "Oh, did you knit that?" And I said, "Yeah." And she went, "Oh, I wish someone would knit that for me." And for a brief second, I thought, "Oh, I should just give it to her," but I couldn't. It's like, I mean, I know I've got a gazillion shawls, but this has Norway knit into it. So, and then my husband said, "Well, why didn't you say you would knit it for her?" And I said, "Because she wouldn't have paid me what it was worth. I mean, she's not gonna pay me the money that it takes to make this. Besides, I don't want to knit one right now. I'm knitting another shawl right now." But I don't know how I got off onto that tangent. I don't know. But yeah, I'm going to get off of here so that I can knit, and I will get this edited. And it's so much shorter than the other ones I recorded. I'm so happy about that. I mean, I feel like a vlog. Oh, okay, I know what I was doing. I was talking about some of the things people have said to me. So someone else asked if I would do a video of the yurt. Yes, I will. What I'm doing now is I'm taking pictures of before and after, because like all this wall behind me had ugly fabric in behind it. And I'm thinking, and I took that down. and we had to repair some of that's insulation that you see. I'm starting over this side by the door and working my way around with fabric, like curtains, white curtains to be behind it. So I've done half of the yurt, and then the other half still has ugly fabric up behind it, and I need to take it down, but I just haven't got around to it yet. But yeah, I will do that in stages. Maybe I'll give you a 360 here at the end. We'll see. I don't know. I think it's going to rain all day long, and at this point now it's starting to get louder, and I don't know. Who knows what's going to be in this video? Probably half of this is going to get edited out. But I hope you're having a healthy spring wherever you are. I hope that you're safe, that you're tucked in, locked in, and that you are being smart, and you're keeping your hands washed and your hands away from your face, and that you're not being in public crowds other than maybe a grocery store run. And then hopefully the next time I podcast, the world will be in a little better shape. That'll be better news, that the coronavirus will begin to get treated and less breakout. It's kind of a big deal right now, and so I hope you all are tucked in. Knitters, I don't think, have that much of a problem tucking in. We have enough to do. Makers, crofters, we keep busy. But yeah, so remember that in all you do, take it one stitch at a time, breathe deep, and we'll meet again soon.